Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Explore with Jasmine. Today, I'll be sharing a brief introduction to Revit. In this session, we will discuss what Revit is, what parametric modeling means, why Revit disciplines are important rules for Revit files, some common Revit limitations, and exchangeable formats used in Revit workflow. So, if you are new to Revit, I hope today's sessions will help you better understand the basic fundamentals. Let's get started. What is Revit? Revit is a BIM software developed by Autodesk, and it's based on parametric modeling technology. Unlike traditional CAD drafting, Revit uses intelligent 3D model-based element where all project information is connected together. From 2008 to 2012, Revit was separated into three products: Revit Archi, Revit Structure, and Revit MEP. Starting from Revit 2013 onwards, Autodesk combined these three disciplines into one integrated Revit platform. One of the key concepts in Revit is the single file concept. This means plans, elevations, sections, 3D views, schedules, phases, and quantities all are generated from the same model. If one element changes, all related views and information update automatically throughout the project. Revit also supports rendering and walkthrough visualizations for better presentations and project understanding. In addition, it allows collaborations among multiple users through a common central model using work sharing and work sets. For coordination purposes, Revit supports clash and interference checking workflow through improved collaborations between Archi, Structures, and MEP disciplines. Lastly, Revit uses several common file extensions: RVD for project files, RFA for loadable family files, RTE for project template files, and RFP for family template files. So, what is the parametric? The parametric means that all the elements in the Revit models are intelligently connected, and when one element changes, related view, schedule, quantities, documentations, everything's are automatically connected, so updated across the project. These connected relationships help us to improve coordinations, reduce human-prone errors, and increase productivity throughout the design and construction workflow. So, what are the Revit disciplines? Architectural Revit mainly focuses on building layout and architectural components like walls, doors, windows, floors, roof, rooms, and interior layout. Structural Revit is used for analyzing and modeling structural elements that support the building, such as columns, beams, foundations, slabs, reinforcement structural framing. For MEP Revit, it's used for building services coordination, such as air conditioning, electrical, and plumbing systems. Therefore, all disciplines can work together in one BIM environment to reduce clashes and improve project coordinations. Please bear in mind that in this slide, please take note to read in between the walls, door, windows, and floor. Just need to add the comma. Apology for this mistake. So, why are the Revit disciplines are important? Because it can improve better coordinations, also be developed in clash detection, and increase centralized collaborations and improve construction workflow. What are the important rules for Revit file? Before working with Revit projects, there are several basic rules that users should follow to avoid file corruptions, syncing issues, and project coordination problems. First, avoid opening Revit files by double-clicking directly from the Window Explorer. Instead, always open the project from within the Revit. This helps ensure the correct version, central model connections, and work sharing process are properly managed. Second, avoid using numerical figures or special naming styles in Revit usernames or file naming conventions where company standards restrict them. Proper and consistent naming helps improve collaborations, model tracking, and coordinations among project team members. Third, always backup Revit file regularly. Since BIM models contain critical project information, regular backup helps prevent data loss due to system crashes, file corruptions, or unexpected issues. Follow these basic practices helps maintain better BIM workflow stability, smoother collaborations, and safer project data management. Does Revit have any limitations? Revit is a powerful BIM software, but there are some limitations we need to understand before starting a project. First is the version compatibility issue, and newer versions of the Revit, let's say for 2025, can open older files such as 2024, 2023, and 2021, 2022, something like that. But older versions and older software cannot open files created in newer versions. So if you draw your model by 2025 versions, you cannot open that model by 2024. That is what does it mean. So the project team should agree on the Revit versions before modeling starts. Second is the hardware issue. Revit needs proper workstations, especially for large BIM model. If the computer does not have enough RAM, processor power, or graphics performance, the model may become slow. Third is the file size issue. When the Revit model becomes too large, it can affect opening, saving, synchronizing, and overall performance. Therefore, we should regularly clean up the model, remove unnecessary builds or elements, and manage the file properly. Please read through these documentations. The Revit file size should not more than 300 megabytes, and it's recommended to save the file 200 megabytes. Understanding these limitations helps the team avoid technical problems and maintain a smoother BIM workflow. What are the exchangeable formats? This table shows common exchangeable formats file used in BIM workflow. These formats allow data sharing between different software platforms such as Revit, AutoCAD, Navisworks, Bentley, MicroStations, and other BIM applications. DWG. DWG is Autodesk's common drawing format used in AutoCAD and Revit. It supports both 2D drafting and 3D modeling, and also is widely used for drawing exchange. DXF stands for Drawing Exchange Format. It is used for exchanging cut data between different software platforms and supports both 2D and 3D information. .dgn. DGN is a Bentley native file format used in MicroStations. It also can support 2D and 3D workflow, also commonly used in infrastructure and civil engineering projects. SAT. SAT is mainly a 3D geometry exchange format. It is commonly used for transferring solid models between software such as Inverter, SolidWorks, and Revit. .dwf is Autodesk Design Web format used for sharing and reviewing design data. It can contain both 2D and 3D information for viewing and coordination purposes. DWFS is an updated version of DWF with web-based compatibility. It supports sharing 2D and 3D design information through Autodesk Review platform. .ADSK is an Autodesk exchange package format used for sharing 3D data and reports between Autodesk applications and web platform. NWC. NWC is a Navisworks catch file format used for model coordinations and clad detections workflows. It mainly contains a 3D coordination data. GBXML stands for Green Building XML. It is mainly used for energy analysis and sustainability studies rather than visual modeling. IFC. IFC stands for Industry Foundations Classes. It is an open BIM format developed by Building Smart, and it widely used for exchanging BIM models between different BIM software platforms. In BIM projects, these exchangeable formats help improve interoperability, coordinations, and collaborations between different disciplines and software environments. Before I end these sessions, in these today's topics, I just simply explain a little bit of the BIM. It stands for Buildings Information Modeling. Regarding to this topic, I will be sharing with all of you in my upcoming sharing YouTube video. So please stay tuned. So let's do a quick recap of what we learned today. We discussed what Revit is, including its parametric modeling concept, where changes in one view can update across related all the views, schedules, and quantities. We also looked at the main Revit disciplines, Archi, Structures, and MEP. After that, we covered common Revit file types such as RVD, RFA, RTE, and RFT, followed by important file management rules and Revit limitations. Finally, we review exchangeable formats such as DWG, DXF, DGN, NWC, DVXML, and IFC, which help Revit communicate with other software. Thank you very much for watching and supporting my channel, Explore with Jasmine. See you again in the next learning sessions. Thank you.